Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to do a video because I'm going to be recording my uh, pro- progression with radiation that I'm starting tomorrow morning, and so I'm going to come on here with a video once a week, just to talk to you about what all they did and my symptoms and how I'm progressing through it. Just because I think these videos might help someone someday. And so I also wanted to come on here because I'd given you an update after my surgery, and I went for my follow up with my doctor, and she said I'm healing and everything well. Um, I also I can't really tell a whole lot except for just the scar as far as where they did the lumpectomy. I did experience some. I think it was kind of like some uh, fluid retention that she said that I would have at the spot where they took the tumor, the cancer out. She said because your body naturally wants to fill up with that void that is there now, and so I did have some of that, and I was a little bit concerned with that, but it went away, after about 3 weeks, and I have a little bit every once in a while, but it usually goes away. It's usually when my body's retaining water or something, but it's not. It wouldn't be noticeable to anyone else, but just me. I haven't had any pain in that area, and so I just wanted to share that with you. The scar is looking better and better. That I She told me it's good to massage the scar, going long ways in circular motions, and that helps get rid of any kind of adhesions or anything that might be trying to start. And so um, I'm very pleased with how the scar is and how it feels now. And I also wanted to share that for some reason I don't know, but it seems like every time I have a surgery, I I gain 20 to 30 pounds, and that's kind of happened with this, and I'm having a little bit of a struggle getting back on my regular eating habits and different things. I guess because I kind of go to food for comfort, and after my surgery, I thought, man, I need to have something that really tastes good to help comfort me through this. And I'm finding out that through this, I'm really needing a lot of nurture from my friends and family, and I've been blessed with that. And so I wanted to come on here. I start tomorrow, and I'll come back in next week and let you kind of know what am I experiencing anything. The doctor says that I should be able to drive through it, and so I'll be doing it 5 days a week, and I'll be driving to Franklin to have that done, and that's about 65 miles there and 65 miles back. But I just wanted to go where they had the most experience, and that I was comfortable, and felt like they was going to give me the care that I needed. And so I'll be getting back with you on this. I've really experiencing. Um, I don't let my mind dwell on what all may be happening in my body or not happening. And one of the reasons why I'm not going to do that is because I don't know. As if I start thinking on one thing, uh, my mind will start spinning and trying to think, well, what if this is happening, this is all that kind of stuff, and I just decided that I really don't need to do that because I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't sit here and do a test every day to find out what's going on, and sometimes even the doctors don't know what's going on. But I do know this, that Proverbs says that laughter does good like a medicine, and so I know as long as I keep my focus up on the Lord, and I know He's given me grace, and I know that He's given me joy for my strength, and that He's in me, and regardless in this world, regardless of what's going on in our bodies, we don't know if we have tomorrow or not. Like I've told y'all before, my first husband I was married to for 38 years, he died in a car accident, but he had cancer a few years and had surgery, chemo, and radiation and all that he had to go through. And so there were times that he didn't know if he was going to live or die. And we just decided not to focus up on that, to focus up on what the Lord's doing in our bodies, because he can touch our bodies and heal our bodies any day. We don't, that healing process, evidently just because of that word in Proverbs that laughter does good like a medicine. There are things that's happening in our bodies if we keep the right mindset and don't dwell on all the negative. There's things that's happening in our bodies that is healing, that is good for it, and we don't necessarily see that with the naked eye. And so I know there's things that's going on as I just keep looking to the Lord and knowing that regardless of what is happening in my body, whether it's good or bad, Jesus is still my Savior, and one day we're going to be spending eternity with Him. And so is there times that my mind tries to go on the negative? Yes, there are, and I just have to really stand firm in the Lord's Word and His Holy Spirit, and I'm around a lot of people that encourage us right now. I'm not around people that's speaking negative and just wants to see all the worst that's happening, because I feel like I had a word from the Lord that I am to focus upon the next good report. And that's what Philippians chapter 4, I think it's verse 6, 7, 8, talks about, just to keep your mind upon those things that are true, that's honorable, that are admirable, that's noble, that's true, of a good report. And so there's times through this process, because I really wanted to hear the good report, when I had my mammogram, that nothing was there, because I really didn't feel like I had anything to be concerned about. The cancer did not run in my family, and I didn't feel anything. I just went in for a normal mammogram because I hadn't had one in probably 10 years. And so it did come back negative, and then I was hoping that I wouldn't have to have, but then I focused upon the report that, well, maybe I don't have to have my whole breast removed. And so I started praying, Lord, I would rather just have a lumpectomy, than to have my whole breast removed. And so it was where we could do that. And then there was no cancer that was on any of the margins after they did the surgery. So that was another good report. Now, one of the reports was I was hoping it wasn't nothing in any of the lymph nodes, but it was in one of the lymph nodes, and one of the lymph nodes had some that had seeped out, but they had got it all around to where there was clear margins. But so that, so there can be a bad report in the process of a good report. And so when you sit here and you've got a bad report and a good report, and you're looking at it, you focus upon the good report. That's all you can do, is focus upon the good report, because I believe that's where the scripture talks about laughter does good like a medicine. Well, I believe focus upon that good report is like medicine too. And so if I'm going to sit here and take vitamins and minerals and medicine and stuff to make myself better, then why wouldn't I do that also in my mind, in my thinking? And because negativeness and focus upon that bad report, I believe, can kill us before our time. And we would definitely at least enjoy what time we do have here better if we're focusing upon the good report. And so I just wanted to share that with you, and just say, whether or not you're going through cancer or anything else, just focus up on that good report. And that's what I'm going to choose to do. I had also they had also wanted to do a test. It's called a ONCO type score for cancer, and then what that is that's where they send the sample from your surgery, the sample that did have cancer in it. They send that to a lab in California or wherever they send it to, and it scores it from a 0 to a 100 score. And what that is pretty much what your percentage is of that cancer coming back. And so if my score was 26 or above, I would have to have chemo. The only way that I would not have to have chemotherapy and it not benefit me at all would be if the score was under 26. And so of course we're us prayer warriors now, we that was the report that we focused upon. Was the good report was to get a score under 26. And of course if it had come back over above that, then I would have gone on to the next, whatever the next good report would have been. But it did come, and when I was praying about it, I had prayed for it to be under 26, and then I said, well, Lord, it would be nice if it was under 13, and even I thought I was asking too much at that time, because I didn't know how many would actually get a score under 13, and so the score came back, and the score came back 8, and so I thought, oh, that's wonderful. I don't have to have chemotherapy now. And so I don't have to have chemotherapy. But then the oncologist was telling me that that the 8% is there if I take the estrogen blocker with it. Estrogen blocker or estrogen inhibitor. And I had looked up some of those and seen what the side effects of those was and things that could happen. And I just have really just come to the conclusion that the cons are just more than the pros for me, just because my account wasn't 8. I don't know what I would have done if it had been more or whatever, but I just feel like, whether you choose to take it or whether you choose not to take it, we're still walking by faith. There's nothing wrong in someone choosing to take it and someone choosing not to take it. I just feel like for my own mental health and even in my physical health, that it's going to be better for me, even in my healing process, to not take it. And I'm choosing not to take it, and so that she said that would bring the percentage of it not coming back. It would bring it up to percentage of it coming back would raise it up to about 22% instead of the 8 to 10%. And so I can live with that. And one of the reasons why I say that I can live with that is because that still means that there's about a 70 to 80% chance that it won't come back. Of course, I know the oncologists and different ones, they have to tell you the negative part, and but I'm choosing to look at the good report, and for me, that good report is at 78 to 80% chance of not coming back if I don't take that, and so even if I did take it, they still couldn't guarantee that 20% that it wouldn't come back, and so I'm just going to look to the Lord and lean up on Him, and I feel like I'm helping my immune system, I'm helping my body heal just by looking at the good report and focusing upon the good things that can be happening in my body instead of the bad things. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like God has given me wisdom, and I feel like I'm doing the best that I know to go through this, and so I have to go where my peace is at, and not necessarily where the peace of the doctor is, or even my friends and stuff. But so I can walk this journey if I have peace, and so that was a good report. Now, if I look toward the negative, and think, well, you still got 20%. I can't do that. I can't look at that. And then as far as the radiation, I do have peace about going ahead and doing the radiation. I feel like the benefits of that far outweigh the cons, and so I feel like I've got a good radiologist in Franklin, and it is on my left side, and so that's the side where my heart is and lungs and just different things, and so I think they're going to be really good as far as trying to protect my heart and different things. So, but I will get back with you and let you know what symptoms I experience after the first week, and then I'll continue to do that. But one of the other good reports was I was praying that they had said I'd have to have 6 to 8 weeks of radiation, and I had prayed, Lord, I'd really rather only have 3 to 4 weeks of radiation, and so I'm able to now do. They're going to just give me 3 to 4 weeks of radiation, and I'm just praying that it still be even less than that. And so I asked you to just keep me in your prayers, and that all will go well with this radiation and do what it's supposed to do. That my heart will be protected, my lungs, and that I'll just be able to do what I'm doing now, even through it all. I know somebody had said, "Well, Tina, don't you want to?" Because I do a couple of home groups, small groups from church, and I thought, no, I'd rather prepare toward the positive that I will be able to continue to do these, and then if I don't, then I'll make changes at that time. But sometimes you can prepare for tomorrow based on what is going on today or what you think is going to be going on tomorrow, but it may not be. And so I may be able to get through all of this and be just fine and still have my small groups. And so I'll get back with you probably next Sunday and have a video of saying how everything went. And I just pray you have a good Sunday afternoon. Bye-bye.